Okay, this is how you make a stencil out of regular fonts. You pick your font and put your design up in Design Space. So I've already done that. I'm going to move it forward. Okay. You're going to go to Shapes, pull up a square. Oh, here we go. You pull up a square. You got to unlock it. And then resize it to a rectangle. Then you're going to put it just a little piece in there to make it not a solid circle. Decide where you want it. Doesn't matter because after you've stenciled it, you can go back and paint in the little spaces. This is me trying to decide where to put the little rectangle. And then, before you do this, you actually have to ungroup them. You have to click on it and ungroup it if you didn't put it all together, which I forgot to do. So click on it and then moving right along, we ungroup. Now all of the letters are separate. So you're going to click on the little rectangle and then hit Shift and click on the B, and that's going to put them together. And then you hit the little slice at the bottom down here. And that gives it 3 different layers. So you're going to pull those out. And if you're like me and accidentally pull the B, you got to put it back. Click off of it and then click on the little beady piece. Come on, get it out of the way. Okay. And then you're going to delete all 3 of the little pieces of the slice. And you're going to put the B back. O needs it. So you're going to do a shape. Take out make it a square. It's going to be a big square. You're going to size it back down into a rectangle. You have to hit the little unlock in the bottom left corner so you can make it a rectangle. And decide where you want your little cut. You can also turn it if you want it to go sideways. Move it around. Turn it, however you want to do it, wherever you want to put it. It doesn't matter because once you take all the stencil off after you stenciled it, then you can just fill in those little spaces. Hit slice. Do the same thing where you pull the 3 layers, or you can just click on it and hit the little X in the corner and delete. Just make sure you don't accidentally delete the circle, the O. So it takes a while, especially if you do a big one and it has a lot of closed letters. Click the unlock, resize it, way down. And if you want, you can enlarge it so you can see better. It makes it easier. So you're going to enlarge it so that you can see what you're doing. Pull it over, stick it somewhere. You can put it in the corner like that. I've done that before. however you want to do it. Then you shift and click on both and click on the E, and that's going to connect them together. It's going to group them. And then you're going to delete the little slice. Now once you've done that, you've got several E's in your, you've got several E's. I'm backing out so I can see them. You can click on your E that you've already done right here. Click on your E and then hit duplicate. And that gives you your E. So you can just lay that on top. Now, if you make it bigger, it's very easier, or if you change the color of it. I did that later on in the video. Delete it and put it up there, and then you don't have to keep doing E, E, E. They'll all be the same. Same thing on every E. Okay, I'm going to speed this up a little bit. I just did all the E's. Okay, there's the B. This is actually the beginning of a poem I wrote, and did some calligraphy when I took a class and put it on a big, framed it, wrote in calligraphy. There's a few other words that went with it. Actually, it's a big long poem, but this is just the first 2 lines. Connect them, group them, and then slice, and then pull them. There's 3 layers. And there you have a hole. So when you cut it, you're going to have none of these to have to deal with, unlike what I did the other day. Okay, I did the same thing where I replaced all the A's. Let me speed this up a little bit. Speeding. There's the D. Okay. Copy the D again. Duplicate. Move it over to the other D. And then I go up and hit arrange, and I send it to the back so that the one I want to delete, then you have to click off of it, then click back on it, and you can pull it down and hit the little X and delete it, and now it's been replaced. Check in. There's a G. There's also a P, and then, oh, there's an O. I need to fix the O. Duplicate. Take the duplicate, lay it on top. It doesn't have to be perfect. You can always put it where you want it. You can line it up on the lines, make it easier to replace it. Arrange, send it to the back. Click off of it, back on it, and now the one you want to replace is in front, and you're going to delete that, and now you have the stenciled O where it goes. And if you want to move it, sometimes you can hit the little arrow key, but it moved it too far, so I didn't do it. Put it back. And I just noticed that the top of the B was not done, so now I have to do the top because you have 2 closed circles in a B. So you have to do both circles, unlock it, resize it, make it little bitty line. I made it bigger so I could see better. Move it up there and see it looks a lot bigger when you make it close close in, so you have to make it sized to fit the bee right. And Shift, click to group those two letters. I mean, not the letters, but the bee and the little line. Hit the slice and then delete the little pieces. Perfect. Now it turns out, add another bee over here, which I forgot about. So I can go back to this bee, duplicate, move it over here to replace this other bee. Come on. I'm going to lay it on top, try to get it right there on top of it. Now, here's where I figured out, hey, I could change the color. That'll make it easier to lay it on top. Ta-da! Click. Come on. Doesn't have to be that perfect. Okay, arrange, send it to the back. You can see the blue went to the back, the one I want to keep, the one on top. Delete and change that back to black. And there you have that. And then I had to do the G and the P, which we're going to speed up past. Because it's basically, you have two to do in the G. There's the P. And it is all done. So it looks like I checked to make sure all of the letters were the same. And that's the end. Just be sure you have to group the letter and the rectangle by clicking on the rectangle, Shift, click the letter, then go over and click group. And then click slice, and then you will just delete the 3 layers of the rectangle, because it's going to leave the rectangle layer, the bee layer, and the layers on each side of it. So it's going to click this, this, and this. There's 3 layers. You'll see it when you do it. It's pretty easy. It takes a little bit of time. This was actually a 21-minute video that I sped up and redid to explain it. If you have any more questions, please let me know. It's pretty fun. Pretty simple.